Hey, I'm waiting for Facebook just a second. Hello, welcome everyone. It's me in my glasses. I'm at work, so I'm in my office, and I feel, and I've actually felt for quite some time, the pieces of this, have come to me over the last several years, and I just really wanted to anchor in this message. For those of you who maybe you grew up in a dysfunctional home. Hello, Sunshine Levin, I think that's right. Welcome. How are you doing? As you're joining me, you might just say hey, so I know you're here. I'm on Facebook as well. I'm talking today about how your dysfunctional childhood can actually serve you as an adult and help inspire your life's path. Holy cow, hey. Love your, yeah. So if you're someone who grew up in what you would label as a dysfunctional household, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the word dysfunctional, but it's one that we commonly use, so hey, I'll use it. This means that you were somebody, maybe you grew up in a household where your parents were in active drug and alcohol addiction. Maybe you grew up in a household where one of your parents or both were depressed. Maybe you grew up in a household where in some way, shape, or form, your parents weren't really attuned to you because they were preoccupied with other things, namely their dysfunction, right? And so when we grow up in a household like that, it does leave us wounded. Oftentimes, if we've grown up in that type of household, we had to become a parent to our parents in some way, shape, or form. We were worried about them. We were trying to fix them, trying to help them. Hey, back on the mat. How's it going? I'm talking today about how your dysfunctional child can serve you as an adult and inspire your life's path. So I love your posts back on the mat. I love your authentic, like how authentic you are in your posts and your stories and such. And I just honor you, sister. So talking about how when we've grown up in this type of environment that maybe we had to parent our parent at times, or what this looks like is that we become people who are likely, if you're listening to this, if you're on the path, you're an empath, right? So you're a highly sensitive person. And something that's played into that as you were growing up with parents who weren't really attuned to you in the ways that they needed to be so that you could develop secure attachment, is that, we develop this capacity to be hyper vigilant of our environment. So we're scanning the horizon all the time to see like what could go wrong. This can actually serve us in some ways because we take care of things, we take care of our life, and we also are hyper vigilant with our loved ones, right? Especially the person who might have been the alcoholic or the addict or the depressed one or the anxious one, right? And sometimes if we have one parent like that, the other one is hyper focused on that other parent, and so we're not really being parented in the way that serves us in our healthy attachment and to grow up as feeling safe and secure and trusting in our lives, So this can leave us feeling anxious, kind of a hub of anxiety in the background. It also, we're also really, really good at noticing how other people are feeling. We become almost, and this, I don't know if this resonates for you, but we can become like chameleons. So we're like, oh good, I'm glad it's a good time, I'm glad it's landing. And so we can become like chameleons, right? Because we needed to be what the people in our life needed us to be in order to survive. So if you had a father who was, say, for whatever reason, blew his top all the time, and he had uncontrollable rage sometimes, right? This can happen, mom or dad. Unpredictable. You didn't know what would set them off. But what you did learn how to do was to monitor him, how he was doing, what he was feeling, so that you could try as best as you could not to upset him. This is an example, right? And this develops over time as we shove various aspects of ourselves to the side, we repress them, And then what we end up showing is what's acceptable so that we can survive, so that we can get the attention or the love that we need. And then at some point in our adulthood, it doesn't work anymore. Often it shows up as being chronically anxious or feeling like we're people pleasing all the time. We have a hard time saying no. We have a hard time seeing other people uncomfortable. We might experience this thing where we feel like we take on other people's feelings and we don't quite know who we are, right? And so this is our work on the healing path, is to start to reclaim these lost parts of ourselves. And as we do that, as we reclaim these lost parts of ourselves through our own healing work, then we actually become capable of helping others. So the point I really wanted to share with us is we can often feel that this highly empathic nature, this ability to read people, to even know what they're feeling, is a problem. Yeah, I'm glad. You know, it's like I wanted to make this video. I'm glad this is resonating back on the mat, because it's like, I think, you know, I had this experience too growing up. Yes, my parents were both in active drug and alcohol addiction. My father's no longer alive, but my mother, she got clean. She's been clean for a long time, but it was when I was 20 that she did. And so I was the one that parented as best as I could. And then, you know, developed a very good people pleaser, and I was really good in school. I got shit done. I was responsible in some ways, you know, in other ways maybe not so much, but for the most part I really wanted to not be what my mother was, right? Not be what I saw my father was. And so it created this hyper vigilant, highly responsible person who I became, put myself through school. It's funny because my sister did the same thing. Like we developed a really a great resilience. So this is one way in which that can actually serve you in your life's path, is that it cultivates a certain amount of resilience. But this superpower of empathy, of being able to relate to others in their struggle, need not be a problem if we learn how to differentiate what's ours from what's theirs, and if we also learn how to hold our emotions, how to hold what we're feeling in ourselves and others with a capacity to let it flow through us, rather than being obstructed by it in a way that a lot of us, you know, when we've repressed these emotions, we feel like we judge our sadness, we judge our anger, we judge any emotional feeling inside of our being that in the past was rejected. When we do that sort of healing work, which a lot of you are on the path, so you're doing it right now, or you have done it, we can actually fine-tune this, what was in the past troublesome superpower. We could almost even think it was it was a problem, an obstacle. You might even right now judge the fact that you're a people pleaser. I should be more confident and say no when I mean it more often. What's my problem, right? Like, actually nothing's your problem. You just have a little bit of work to do on yourself. You just need to learn to tolerate your own emotions and tolerate other people going through their emotions. Uncover the hidden belief that gets triggered in that says that we're going to get left in that. And just, this is part of why it's good to have a mentor or a coach so that you can do this work. Once we've done that work, you may have already done this work, then realize that capacity, you are likely a natural healer. You probably already find yourself giving your friends and family advice or support and guidance. Other people probably tell you that they feel really comfortable in your presence. Maybe you've developed really a non-judgmental space to hold other people because you used to have to do it when you were little. What if what comes so easily and naturally for you could be cultivated and strengthened by doing your own inner work first, And then being able to share that with others in a way that really helps them on their path. And what if you didn't need years and years of school to do it? Because guess what? You already graduated from the toughest school there is out there, and this is called surviving a dysfunctional home. That's like, what if, like, as we know, there's no obstacles on the path. What is the way is the way. So we're just doing a little flip, like looking at something from a different perspective. What if that which has in the past caused you pain, given the right work, could come out to be your biggest superpower in terms of the way that you're serving in the world? Like, we'll just take a moment with that. Just imagine if the reason you've gone through what you've gone through was to help you become the person that you're becoming so that you could help others along their path. You might already, in some way, know this is true. You might already be serving others in that capacity, and awesome if you are. Maybe there's a little bit of your own healing work that you need to do around this so that you can, differentiate the feelings and learn to integrate your own emotional body. So that what happens often with anxiety is it's not integrated, so we're walled off from the arising of emotions, and the only thing we're coming into contact with is this kind of anxious buzz. No matter how much work you've done on yourself, if you still feel that, and if you're not broken, take a deep breath. No shame in it. It's just our place of work. Yeah. And then once we do that work, what just comes so naturally for us could be something that we're actually, that's our destiny. It's a big word, right? Destiny. But you do have one. We all have a calling. And to feel happy, inspired, and thriving in our lives, we have to ignite that calling and share it with the world in a creative way only we can express. So this might be you. And so the work that we need to do, in order to really serve others, using our superpowers, first to learn how to integrate our own emotions. And it can be as simple as this. Right now, we can do it together. Put a hand on your heart and just start to check in as you take a nice deep breath into the emotional body, the heart center, throat, solar center of the chest, solar plexus. What are you feeling right now? Are you feeling happy, sad, anxious, content, restless, irritable, joyful, grateful? Now, you likely have preferences for some emotions and you don't like others, but just for now, can you be real honest with yourself about how you're feeling? Even to those maybe more challenging emotions like anxiety. Can you just acknowledge that it's here? And as you're acknowledging that it's here, welcome it. Welcome it so fully that this is a tough pill to swallow, but I'm going to take you here. If it's here for your whole rest of your life, it's okay. That's how much love it needs, unconditional love. And then sense what happens as you simply acknowledge what you're feeling. Right now I'm feeling excited, actually, just to be in flow with this, in this conversation with you. And I experience that excitement as like a flutteriness through my heart and through my whole body. And so you might notice, what is it for you? And then how is it to acknowledge whatever's here with kindness? This is the process of, it's reparenting, really. And we work with the emotions because they're at the root of everything. What if you did that simple process 2-3 times a day? If you did that consistently, especially with the support of a kind other, right? Now, if we really want this to become a part of our, wired in our nervous systems, studies are showing, there's so much research to back that we actually need connection. We have to feel that we're received by a caring other who we trust and sense that really gets us and gets our world. Like right now, I'm kind of getting you, hopefully, because I'm naming something that you've been experiencing for a long time. That we don't ever talk about this stuff usually, yeah? We kind of don't talk about it. And so, yeah. And so moving forward, taking that practice with you, just that simple check-in, how am I feeling? Is it okay that it's here? Can I open up space to just allow it to be here as it is? So much so that if it never changed, it's okay. Like if I felt like this way. You may not like it, hold that too. And then notice what happens, because there's something that happens on the other end of that when we just create that space. And then I have an invitation for you. One is, if you think that that person could be me, PM me, email me, karinanickerson@gmail.com. I've had a few students graduate from my program, and so I have some openings in my calendar, and I'd be happy to do totally no obligation. I just did one free consult session where we can just see if working together would be right. The other invitation I have for you is, if you sense that you're a natural healer and like what I'm saying is landing with you, and maybe you're a yoga teacher, right? Like maybe you're already doing something with others, but you sense like you want to do more private work with people. Hey, welcome. Bricky Cakes. I think I'm saying that right. You might want to, if you're just joining now, go back on the replay and catch this, because I'm ending right now. I was talking about how your dysfunctional childhood can serve you as an adult and inspire your life's path. Hey. So after this is over, okay, go back and replay it, because I just shared the tool that's going to help you come home a bit more to yourself and just feel that alignment. Feel that happy for no reason feeling, like, that a sense of enoughness. That actually was we lost it in growing up in the type of home that we grew up in. And so, but we can reclaim it. Yeah, okay, perfect. So if you're a yoga teacher and you sense that, like, so, I am also a yoga teacher, but the lion's share of my work in the world, where honestly most of my income comes from, how I sustain my livelihood, and how I actually can really thrive in my life in my vocation, because we all know the healing arts can be like, we can feel like starving artists. We are, some of us. I was when I first started doing this work, becoming a yoga teacher, and then developing the practice that I'm doing right now. So I know what that feels like. I am training. I'm opening up the Embodied Mindfulness School's Certified Apprentice Program. So I have a thriving practice. I've seen countless people be transformed, and I know that this works. And I also know, that people, they want it and they will pay for it, because I'm proof, and I have other people that are proof, right? So I'm opening up the doors for that. If you want more information about it, I'm having an info meeting coming up September 1st for locals, Long Beach locals. And then I have a virtual info session that I'll share more details about in an email. So what you'll want to do is email me at karinanickerson@gmail.com. And if you just say, hey, I want more information about the program, the certification program. And if you're in Long Beach, same thing. Just let me know, and I can give you more details about that. I think that's it. I just really wanted to share that with you. And I haven't formally announced it yet to anyone, because I'm reaching out to people that I know that would be a good fit. And I also wanted to dive into this terrain, because I feel so passionately that you're wounding what you went through when you were a kid, really empowering you in that, really allowing you to sense it as part of your path. Your own healing can be part of your work in the world. You're already doing it anyway. You're probably a total personal growth geek like me. and are always reading and like all that stuff about like growth, and you need not, like, it's incredible. This is a path that's viable and workable and can honestly create a really good, sustainable living for you. So PM me, email me, let me know you're interested, and I'll get back to you with more information about both the live in-person info session and the virtual one that's coming up in September. Alrighty? It's been so good to spend time with you. Instagram, so good to see you. Facebook Live, so good. I can't see my Facebook Live people because my phone's blocking it. But sending you so much love and many, many blessings. Please like or share this if it served you today, okay? Or if you know of a natural healer who is looking for a path. Like if someone's coming to you right now, it might not be you, but you know of someone, it might be a sister or a brother or a friend, right? Especially if you're already in the healing arts and you're a yoga teacher. 90% of my clients at this point come from, might be a real benefit for you, right? And I'll teach you all about how to do that in the program. So sending you much love and many, many blessings. Enjoy today. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.